On a hillside overlooking the city of Nairobi, Silvia Jenkins and her daughter Marissa planned their journey home. They have been here for 6 weeks. Silvia has had a bad bout of malaria and needed hospital treatment. Now they are going home, but not to their native Germany. Their home has been here in Kenya for nearly 10 years.
The town and the smoke is just choking me. It's too much traffic. I don't enjoy it. And I'm going back as fast as possible. Back to my home. Back to my people. It is good to sleep well before I'm going on this trip, because we don't know how the road is to Marilla. We don't know how long it will take. Sometimes in the lorry, if you don't get a bath, sometimes it can take about 2 days.
On any African journey, let alone one of some 400 miles, you have to take any transport that's going in the right direction.
I'm somebody who loves this country, and I love living with the people. I'm not going to live in a beautiful mansion on a piece of land I've bought cheap from poor Africans.
Silvia and Marissa's home is in the Samburu tribal lands of northern Kenya. Their house is a hut made of mud, sticks, and cow dung.
They're laughing at my small ears. That is Ryan, no? Tyron's sister, she has to run a bit because she wants to look after the babies of the goat, so she will go and next to me, introduce again, is Mama. The Mama of Tyron. Mama Tyron. And then we have Tyron, my man. And over here we have Tinta, Tyron's brother. And all the way in the corner there, we have our mouse, Marissa. Now she's big, we can call her Marissa. When she was small, we all call her Mouse. That's where my name comes from, Mama Mouse. She's now, how old is she now? 11 years. 11. I think the relationship is normal like any others. Tenderness, love, fight, like any other family. Problems with relatives, nothing much different. My dream was always to live in the bush. So the people I would end up living with had to be people who are really living outside. In Kenya, who else is still living like this? Of course, I have a family in Germany. I had 2 ex-husbands. One of them was Marissa's father, an American. And I was living quite a well-off, comfortable life, but very boring. My home was in Europe and in America, but my heart was always in Africa since I was a child. I came here when Marissa was about 1 year old. Since then, my past has been a closed book. Kenya is my home now, and the Samburus, they are my people. There are some situations where my hair stands up a bit, and I kind of enjoy it because it makes me realize I'm alive. You know, being afraid makes you respect life more, respect the nature. You know, if it is happening out in nature and you stand there and you're totally afraid of something, then you know there's something more powerful than you. Tyrant's my protector. When we first met 5 years ago, he was 21 and I was 38. It was just the way he was simply smiling at me, like steel and water, something soft and something hard at the same time in his face. I would say if there was any blue blood in Africa, he would come from a royal family. I never mistook his friendliness for weakness, never. There's a very friendly smile, but in the back, you know, any second he can turn around and he can kill something. I didn't come here to, like other people, to study something, to know why somebody wearing his hair in front and why somebody puts a feather, why somebody's wearing this color. And why, I'm not interested. There are other people who can answer that for me, and there are a lot of books written about it, about the culture, why the house is built in a round form, and hey, this is a house for me, this is my home, and I'm building it the way the other people build it, and I'm not asking why. I just come to live here. They've heard of our return and that we brought a lot of Europeans with us. Family and a lot of friends came to welcome us. They call a European Mzungu, so sometimes I'm known as the Mzungu Samburu. The songs are normally about the same things, the adventures of brave warriors or about cows. Life here is simple and hard, especially for women. There are very strict rules here for both women and men. When boys reach a certain age, they have the ceremony of circumcision. Sort of between, let's say, 12 or 14, then they become morans, or we call them warriors, for a time span of about 10 years. Towards the end of those 10 years, they are called senior morans. Tinta, for example, is a senior moran, but he's between stages. He'll become an elder soon. There's a big ceremony, and then the senior morans, they have to cut their hair and take off all the decorations, and then they'll become elders. Usually around 35. When a man gets married, he gives his wife so and so many cows, but she's responsible for them. This is her milk, her food for the children. If a man is having too many cows, he has to get another wife, which in a way is share of work, you know. She cannot look after all the cows and the goats and camels on her own. So she's quite happy to get another wife to help her. A man can have up to sometimes 4 wives. First they were a bit puzzled because I'm not so much always sitting with women. I am a woman, but I'm a white, so I don't count for the rules, which is quite practical because I couldn't somehow, it's hard for me to accept that all the time I have to sit with the women. I want to move around with them. I like to go with them in the bush. So they have realized I'm quite a good walker. I also can fight, so they take me in the bush. They take me to do a lot of things which normally women are not allowed to do at all, which is quite lucky, you know. The only thing I don't do, I don't drink blood. The cow is the center of life. It is giving everything to the people, but mainly the food. Everybody drinks the cow's milk, but the Morans also drink the cow's blood. They bleed the cows maybe twice a week. The blood is collected in a calabash. It doesn't seem to harm the cow at all. Then they stir the blood in the calabash until it forms a big clot on the stick. The Samburus, they throw this away, although some other tribes, they're eating it. The blood is mixed with a small amount of milk, and then the Morans are drinking it. Oh, he's asking you if you want to have some blood. If you want to try.
I'll try some. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you want.
Thanks, Tyrone. Thank you. Cheers.
How does it taste?
It's good.
Only the Morans are allowed to drink the blood. But everyone drinks cow's milk and camel milk. The cow has many other important uses. Cow dung is a very practical way of building a house in this climate. In the daytime it is cool inside, and in the nighttime it is very warm. In Samburu, the earth is called holy. When we build a house, we make sure that we don't interrupt the earth. The things that we build the houses with fall back on the ground and it will go away after some time. And you will not even know that there was a house there. Hi, Mama. Now, this house takes about 2 days to build. You see 5 women building on it, so it doesn't take too long. You have seen before how Mama was putting the mud on the wall, and it takes a strong sun to dry. And then we put this kind of bush in between, and even outside, and then we start making the bed, and then I think tomorrow the whole thing will be finished. And then I can move in.
So the house is for you?
The house is for me, yes, for me and baby. I'll be very happy. Because up to now we were sleeping in Mama's house and it got a bit crowded. Men can't touch the house at all. It's pure women's job. I don't know it so well, so that's why a lot of women are helping me.
But would the men know how to build one of these, do you think?
No, they wouldn't know and they wouldn't want to know. In this society, the women do most of the physical work. The elders, the old man, and that's everybody over 35 is considered old. They sit around all day, playing games and having endless meetings and discussions. The young men, the Morans, they are the elite. Tyron and his friends, they don't have to work. Moran is basically a warrior, even though now you can't talk about warrior because there's no war anymore. I would say he should be called a protector of the family. The more warriors there are in a family, the better off the family is. The Morans do their hair, they have meetings, they walk around, have meetings again. Even me, sometimes I wonder what the hell they're talking about, you know.
Osini kita mana nangkini? Niki jogen nyamunga.
Most of the time they don't work. They they bring the cows in, they bring them out, they walk around, but I hardly see them do any real hard physical work.
No. Abba, ita wala marin Mzungu. Ai, mo aliyo. Ana? Ni marin da san ba. Oh? Ele.
Today I'm feeling a bit sick. I have something wrong with my stomach and my chest, so Tyron was bringing me from at home up to here to see a woman who's making medicine, and I hope I get some good medicine. She's living down here at this manyatta that you can see here. We have to walk about half an hour more down this hill. I think it's just my malaria again. You can't stay long in Africa without getting malaria. I had malaria constantly for 2 years and I almost died 4 times, but I survived. It's all right. So it's part of life here.
Supa tena wa baka ni chunya tena aku nada kata.
Nah, itu nya kan ada. Saya kan ini. Nah, udah itu nada lagi. Ini kita ya, mana rab dani sebirin ni mana?
Mana?
Rab dani nada sebirin ni na.
Jual kek. Jual kek ni kek ada pang kemana?
Ada kan? Datang mana lagi? Ini kita angkat satu tu.
Atatumbo ndo labda nakula nyama mbaya sijui.
Jangan kata yang kirim na alama.
I've just heard that when we came down from the mountain, Mama was already making this same medicine for 3 warriors who were just here before us. They have just left. They have been drinking this already. When you have malaria, most of the doctors are giving you tablets which are made out of quinine. And here in Kenya you have a tree which is pure quinine. So when our medicine woman is collecting medicine from this tree and making a soup out of it, I'm sure it will work. Mama is spitting on me. That's a blessing in Samburu tradition.
Mungkin naenda hospitali na chunda kufanya sasa hiyo hospitali na nakuja kwa msuri.
A lot of people go to hospital, they try to be treated, and then they come here and then they get better. Because maybe they are, especially malaria, we're getting so resistant to this kind of chloroquine and things like this. It doesn't help anymore. For me, it is better, you know. My body is used to these chemicals, you know, from my life before. So when I take this, just absorbs better and has no side effects, like the chemicals. It's much better.
Yuko wengine wanamwambia nakupa yuko kama ine yeye anasema bana ndongo. Mtu umekupa hapa.
Somebody, she said, Tyron says somebody comes and she tells him, okay, somebody will die in 4 days. He says, it's impossible. And it happens. Illness is my biggest worry, but even though Mouse has had malaria quite a few times, she has pulled through it.
There are 3 things you can also eat. Oh, 4. But I don't think so. One is not here. No? Look, like this one. Ponle. I think I should already help her.
Enggak, Marissa.
Ngoja. Basi. Kuja.
When people found out that I wanted to take my child to go to live in the African bush, they accused me of using my child as an experiment. You can't take this child. It's a crime, they said.
Oi.
If you want to go around and live a crazy life, that's up to you. But you don't have the right to take the child with you. I wanted to show through Mouse that people from completely different races can live together, and there was no harm done to Mouse. She has grown up very normal, like all children.
What's that taste like, Marti?
Like water.
It's nice taste.
Yes?
It's Rowana like it.
Rana. Mzuri. Yes, she likes it. They love everything what they found.
She's just a bit free and wild, She sees the sun and she says, why should I sit here? I want to go out and play with the butterflies.
Galia.
Marti, a dozen huts on the road from Lake Turkana to Maralan, and about an hour's walk from our Manyata. I'm quite used now to staying in the Manyata and drinking just milk and tea. And that's sometimes all that you get, but sometimes I'm asking Tyron, hey, bring me to town, and I'm hungry, I want to eat something else. Well, this is Marti. It's the local shopping center, you can call it. We came to buy some supplies. And, some sugar. We ran out of sugar. And some omo, as you can see, for washing clothes. And sometimes when I'm really getting too hungry, I come here to eat. I sneak off, nobody's supposed to know. Tyron has to stay outside and wait for me because he's a Moran, and as a Moran he's not allowed to eat in front of women or with a woman. By European standards, the Samburu don't eat very much. They don't have much to eat. But the Morans, being warriors, they will not go hungry. Every now and then they will slaughter a goat, almost always by suffocation. This way, not one drop of the blood is spilled. The Morans eat at night or secretly, very secretly. They have to go in the bush and look for their own food. They can't come to Mama and say, "Hey Mama, I'm hungry." This is their problem alone. How and which food they are getting, even if they have to steal a goat, it's up to them. If he has a piece of meat, he must share it with somebody else. So you'll never see anybody alone. Whatever they have, a piece of meat, they fry it or they cook it. Now, let's say if they're in the bush and a woman is coming, accidentally passing and just looks at his meat, he can't touch it anymore because then it's not clean anymore for them to eat. When they slaughter whole goats, they eat mostly the legs and the good parts and the muscle parts. The insides, like the liver and the head and the feet, that's left for the women and the children. The insides, I think it's logical. Women need this kind of building up things because when they're having children, they need replacement of blood, and this is why they're getting the liver. They are not aware of it, but any kind of tradition they have, there's some logical sense behind it. Women, unlike the men, spend most of their time alone or with their children. Ryano, Tyrant's sister, will spend a couple of hours a day just fetching water. The children also have to work.
Jadi bawa lagi. Mana nggak kare? Mana ada bagus? Kau juga bawa di lagi. Yang lagi lain. Di sana mana sanggare? Di sana sanggare. Berapa mau tahu kalau mau sungguh bisa? Neng. Oh.
Ryan is 17. She wears mostly red beads, which shows that she's not yet married. The beads happen to be made in Yugoslavia, and the Samburu women, they make them up into necklaces. The Morans, they buy the beads to give them to their girlfriends. And Ryan has one special boyfriend, and as you can see by the number of beads, he is quite well off. The reason why you don't see a lot of unwanted children, unwanted pregnancies, is because the Morans are having a relationship with girls who are in their pre-puberty. It is very bad in this society to make a girl who has already reached puberty pregnant. So it is acceptable to have relationships with very young girls. And Mouse is starting to be a desirable little girl for them. When Mouse was younger, I didn't mind leaving her in the village alone a week or two. I wouldn't leave her now. There are dangers for children here. We just received news from a nearby village that a 3-year-old child who had been looking after the baby goats has disappeared. Children are normally not so far out, you know. The little child is maybe 100, 200 meters away. I don't know what happened. Nobody really knows. Could have been bitten and fell down behind the rock and it's laying there. Somebody could have taken it. Maybe an animal carried it off. But we hope for the best that we can still find it. The Morans from all over were called to a meeting. They would search for the child, but I wanted to get involved too. This is the area where it got lost. So we're trying to make a line and comb the area through. You know, that's all we can do until night. Tyron and Tinta went out together to search. If a cow had gone missing, everyone might have taken it a bit more seriously. But this is a child and a girl at that. 1 or 2 children go missing every year. For a while they thought another tribe might have taken the child. It's happened. At home, the child's mother waited for news. But after a few days, the search was abandoned. The child, like all the dead in Samburu tradition, was never mentioned again. A few days later, the Samburu realized that Derek and his film crew would be leaving soon. As you can see, there's a lot of commotion going on. Normally, the Morans, they don't need an excuse to dance if it is beautiful. But today, they will dance for you. They have got a lot of people together, and you will see it. The Morans are quite a vain lot. They're always thinking about how they look, always trying to make an impression. Each Moran has his own style of makeup, and he keeps it for himself, and nobody else is allowed to use it. The future for the Samburus will change. It will change. It cannot stay like this. It is sad, for me personally also. We don't have the right to interfere. We just let not nature takes its course, let civilization take its course. It's terrible, but it will come. It will come with the road. The road will come, the tar road will come to Marilla. The tourists will come pouring down here. We try our best to stop it. You have to be responsible to not to get into the life of people and mess it up. I made a lot of mistakes, don't get me wrong, I'm not so wise myself. And it took me many years before. Maybe now I'm slowly getting ready to take this kind of life, you know. It is my wish that Tyron should look for a Samburu wife, because I'm not able to give birth to any more children. I gave him the permission to go and look for a Samburu wife. That's why you see him carrying the long black stick. This stick is a sign that he's looking for a wife, and he found already one. He's already bringing sugar and all the first kind of presents. I'll be very happy for him when the day of marriage comes. And I'm sure I'll be there.